Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you here for another Personal Freedom Revolution Challenge video. This is day 23. And as always, I like to start off by saying thank you. Thank you for being here. Because the attitude of gratitude is the fertile ground that all the positive changes that we want grow from. But not only that, it changes our perception. We begin to appreciate what we have today, who we are today, what we're doing today, the day itself, and therefore we can be happy now. In speaking about perceptions, we are going to discuss today cognitive therapy. In the early 60s, Aaron Beck came up with a cognitive model which stated that our perceptions greatly influence our behavior and our emotional state. Our perceptions. But perceptions are not black and white. They're not 2 + 2 = 4. All of us have a different perception of an event. Why would that be? Well, our perceptions are developed through our core beliefs. What are our core beliefs? Let's say you were growing up in a household that your parents were very critical of you. Your report card was never good enough. Anything you did was not good enough. Or your siblings always did better. And you develop this core belief that I'm not good enough, I'm incompetent, the things I do aren't good enough, which leads to a middle belief that you think that when I'm doing something, if I'm not mastering it right away, it falls into I never will master it. So then when you're in a new situation, you're in school trying to learn something, or you go to the gym and you're trying to develop an exercise program, and immediately it starts an automatic thought that I will never learn this, I will never master this, I will never do this well. So that produces an emotion. The emotion is sadness. The sadness then goes to a behavior which is quitting. And it also hits you physically. You feel it in your stomach, you get heaviness, and it's an amazing effect what happens. And this all happens from core beliefs that go into automatic thoughts. Why is this important? Because through cognitive therapy, what we try to find out is what you are feeling in a moment and what that feeling then is associated to in an automatic thought. And then how that translates into behavior. Because if we can understand the emotions which are coming from a core belief and then understand what the automatic thoughts are, then we can challenge those thoughts. For instance, if you said to me that I feel that I can't do something and the automatic thought is I never succeed. Well, I would then challenge you and say, well, what would happen if you did succeed? And what is the evidence that you can't succeed? And what would be the effect if you tried and didn't succeed? There are a series of questions and analytic process to it and tools to help the client master this on their own. Because the exciting thing about cognitive therapy is that it's not long-term. It's to give the patient the skills to challenge their thoughts and their core beliefs and what goes into their automatic thoughts, which translates to their behavior, so that they can catch these thoughts and work through them and develop new thoughts and then new emotions and then new behavior. It sounds very simplistic, but it takes a skill to learn the technique. You know, in ToolsToLife, I have people reverse what they say about themselves. If they say something negative, then to state it in reverse, to say, yes, I can do this. All the processes through ToolsToLife in the 90-day program is all associated around changing those core beliefs and changing those automatic thoughts to thoughts that will lead to positive behavior and action. It takes a lot of time, not too much time, but it takes time to create a new automatic thought. When I have you waking up in the morning and doing these affirmations, although I'm not challenging your original thought might be that I don't like the day, or I'm not happy about my life or my work, or my life is never going to be what I want it to be. You have all these automatic thoughts, so I want to stay in bed because I'm not excited about it. But when you start with that affirmation, you're overriding a lot of those automatic thoughts and you're taking hold of yourself. And that's the trick, to take hold of yourself and change the channel to a thought that's going to produce behavior that's going to put you in line with what you want to get out of life. Otherwise, these automatic thoughts take you down the same path that you've been your whole life. And then you develop the same results. And that's not what you want, and that's why you're here. But this is just a 31-day quick program, but I want you to understand a little bit more of why you're using the affirmations. Although we are not challenging directly or finding out what your core beliefs are and what your automatic thoughts are. You learn a lot more about that in Tools to Life in the longer process when you're doing the exercises and writing out all the answers and really analyzing yourself and developing new belief systems about yourself, rewriting your character, and that's why we go through that whole process. However, I am going to develop a program based around cognitive therapy, based around different areas that people are challenged with. We have a lot of new exciting programs coming up, from quit smoking to relationship tools to public speaking tools, so many different programs that we're going to develop. We've been in an exciting phase at Tools to Life, getting new funding, which is just about to hit. And so we're very excited about all the different programs we're going to be able to offer you. But right now in the podcast and in the notes, I'll go a little bit further into cognitive therapy. But there's a real reason why these affirmations are so important, because you are changing your perceptions as you use them. You are changing not only your perceptions, you're digging into some of your core beliefs and attacking them and saying, I can believe differently about myself and I can produce different automatic thoughts and I can get into positive action. It's not easy. It's not easy to change your core beliefs and your automatic thoughts. But you are doing it, and that's why it's very important that you get enthusiastic, that you state it out loud. We're going to do another video on why we speak out loud, which really helps you focus on those thoughts and really, really imprint them into your brain. This is really exciting stuff. You've been doing really, really well. You've got to keep it up. You've got to dig inside yourself, and you've got to believe that you can push through those blocks, because you can push through those blocks. The blocks that you have, so many of them, are developed by your core beliefs that produce these automatic thoughts that lead you down that same road. So really, let's develop new automatic thoughts. And every time you catch yourself with a negative thought, with a self-limiting thought, use these affirmations and turn it around. And that's what we're going to talk about in the trigger podcast that we're going to do coming up in the next couple of days. So you're doing great, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.